All right. Hello, everyone. We're here with Obelisk 57 top 4. Let me see if they've already made the game. They have not. Just let them know they're good to go whenever. Okay, we are starting out with the winner's bracket. I can actually pull that over. I know someone has already asked who's in our top 4. Here's our bracket. We have AJT BLS against Ludi Pableon in the winner's side of the top 4. And then on the loser's side, we have Steve SSJ4 and we have Grumple. So if I read everything correctly, none of these players have an invite. So we will be having no blocking today. Someone will be getting their first invite of the season. But I am just waiting for these duelists to host up here. I gave them the all good. Link the stream. I guess I can grab that from my Discord real quick. Copy link. Here we go. I'm too old for Discord. Yep, Ninja Return, indeed. I'm I am very excited for this. Also, yeah, it was interesting. I did a little bit of homework last night just to see what these players were on. And it was a nice surprise to see that AJT, because I was like, oh, AJT is just going to be on Turbo. I don't really need to look at this. It was nice to see AJT on Warriors, but even nicer to see that we've got a Strike Ninja player here. Also, it was nice to see the deck that you're on as well, Grumple. Oh, Steve has never gotten an invite to Worlds. Okay. I did pull up your spreadsheet earlier, return winner, just to double check if anybody had received a Worlds invite from this just yet. So, all right. AJT starting on the old T set. We'll see if we can have a nice little turn 1 strike ninja here. Probably not, if I had to guess. Usually you kind of want to wait on that card, but who knows? We are having to think about it. That is for sure. Yes, welcome in everybody. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. It's still morning here. We are, it's 11:04 now. Just changed over here in the Central Time Zone. Grumple is on the top of the PWCQ rankings. Okay. Very nice. Oh, we've got a knock coming down on an Asura Priest. Love to see that. Nice little cheeky set Asura Priest here. Breaker, of course, getting hit by this Ring of Destruction. And another Breaker and a Torrential. Okay. So neither Breaker getting to break here. Just kind of unfortunate for the Breaker players. I also, yeah, messed up. I don't know why I said AJT was on Warriors. Clearly, I did not do my did not do my homework properly. but that's okay. I knew I'd get somebody's deck mixed up at some point, but Donald Zalug coming on down for Ludi here. That's a good one if AJT doesn't have an answer. Though AJT does have 2 Thunder Dragons in hand. Alright, Raigeki Break just going to go ahead and take that on out. So AJT is up a card here, but we're kind of at card parity because we know one of the cards in hand is a Thunder Dragon. Yeah, AJT is on Chaos Control for sure. I don't know why I said Warriors. And AJT giving it a think now. All right. Both players playing 1 or 2 cards a turn. Good old goat format. We'll see if Ludi has anything to sort of punish this a little bit. Maybe that's a set Call of the Haunted. Maybe we've got a Premature Burial. Something like that. Maybe something else to push some damage through. Strike Ninja is online. We do have 2 Darks in the graveyard. So, alright, we're going to summon Gravekeeper Spy. Okay. We're just going to get in there for 1,200. Love to see some aggression. And that's going to be the turn. Okay. So Ludi definitely, I would say, has something to protect this Spy. Or maybe just wanting to push through some damage while AJT presumably has nothing, but AJT does have a monster here. And that is all we are going to see. Let's see if Ludi has a knock or something. A spicy normal summon. We gotta get the puns flowing early. Love to see it. Now we do have a knock, okay, and we're gonna get the Moths on out of there. Sneaking, yeah, and say sneaking suspicion. Ludi is not playing Moth, so that's gonna be great for Ludi here. Maybe we can push through another 1,200. Maybe go for a little bit more. Looks like we're just going for the 12. All right. AJT BLS has eaten a Solemn Judgment all the way down to 4,000 now. Let's see what follow-up we've got here. We have a Tribe, okay. Are we going to pitch? We are. Dead Trap does shoot, so that makes sense. Now we don't have to really worry about a Battle Trap. Just get that Spy on out of the way. I think Ludi needs to take a little bit more than 400 here. Yeah, I don't keep the game sounds on Cornstruct. I honestly haven't like mixed those in, so I don't want to mess up anything by turning them on now if I haven't checked them out and made sure everything's good. I also I think I'm like one of the few people that actually just doesn't like them. But yeah, four powerful in duelists. If I could talk. 4 powerful duelists indeed, Gulas. Welcome in. All right, big think, and now we've got the Rhoda coming down. Are we searching up? There is the Strike Ninja. Okay. It's like that could definitely put a damper on the tribe's plans, or it could feed into the tribe a little bit here. Because we only have 3 Darks in the graveyard, right? Yeah. So if AJT had had like some sort of Battle Trap or something there, the Strike Ninja could banish itself, but then it comes back and then the tribe could just eat it. All right, Tsukuyomi not the best against Strike Ninja, but let's see if we activate. Maybe, yeah, I'm going to say maybe thinking about like a knock here. We want to keep those dead from AJT if we can, I would imagine. And it looks like that is what's happening. This also helps power up a future return, of course. So AJT could be free to get an attack for 1100 here. Yep. Not a big deal from the Chaos Return side of things, especially with Ring gone. 3,700. Totally fine life total to be at here. Strike Ninja coming back. What's up, Ivan? And let's see. Both players playing fairly conservatively so far, which is to be expected. But see if we want to go for a little bit more of a push here. We do. Mr. Blade Knight coming down. Okay. See if we make that a nice little 2,000. We would be a little bit off of lethal damage here, but we've got a card to set, and it appears we do. We've got a big Blade Knight coming in. Oh, return Strike Ninja to defense. Okay. Go ahead and protect that from a potential Mirror Force. Blade Knight does connect. AJT down to 1,900. Sup, HMVB? Doing all right. A little tired. Woke up just in time to get ready to stream. We're all right. We got some coffee. We got some water. Things are good. All right. Tsukiyomi coming on down again. Hopefully for AJT being able to take out this Blade Knight, but we do have to contend with 2 back row now, and there is a Ring of Destruction targeting the Blade Knight. Does AJT have anything to stop this? If not, we'll be going to a little game 2 here, and that appears to be what is happening. Okay. So Ludi going to be taking game 1. Not all is lost for AJT. If he does lose this match, of course, this is the winner side of the bracket, and it is double elimination. But yeah, I gotta be a little gotta be a little biased this time. I'm kind of happy to see Strike Ninja take a game here. Yeah, at Cornstruck, you record like way too early in the morning. I am not a morning person. After working like night shift for quite a while, well, like 8-10 years ago, I can kind of make myself be up whenever that I want to, but mornings are definitely not my favorite thing. Oh no, the duck emoji has even infiltrated here. Just looking at what Nate Dogg, and I was like, what is this supposed to be? And then I remembered. I've been trying to stay away from the Discord a little bit recently. But the duck is everywhere. That is true. If AJT loses, you only have to beat him once, Grumple. All right. Game 2 here. I will say I do like AJT sleeves. I'm a big fan of Rescue Cat. We are in the tank here on turn 1, it appears. We will discuss the duck today. That's what we're doing. All right, a nice little Sangan coming down. In attack position. Do we have anything else to follow it up? Normal summon Sangan, not a bad thing by any means. Gonna get your value out of that little guy. We do have a back row. Sangan is a broken card. That is very true, Grumple. I will agree with that. Some people want Witch of the Black Forest in this format. All right, Breaker coming down. That's pretty good. Get rid of Mirror Force, as Breaker was designed to do. So picking up a nice little +1 on the break, but we are not picking up a +1 in battle. See what this Sangan searches here. Tsukiyomi's a nice pickup. Could be a lot of things. Maybe grab a Man-Eater bug here. Yeah, searching Thunder Dragon that's just that's what Turbo needs, right? Forget that only has 1500 defense. Yeah, that would absolutely work. I know, like, back in the day, people were always like worried about it searching Jinzo. They're like, oh, it's so powerful. But no, searching Thunder Dragon would probably not be okay. You can also search this little guy here, the Breaker, the Magical Warrior. That's probably not fine. I guess it just gives warriors like another Rhoda through battle, or just whenever, however it's destroyed, right? That'd be kind of insane. Inspired Pyrexis searches Trapmaster. Gulaz knows a thing about searching Trapmaster. All right, we got the Pot of Greed. Nice little top deck here. Not bad if you're an AJT fan. Eventually, oh, got a heavy storm coming here. Take out a knock, and here is the patented AJT BLS Berserk Gorilla coming on in. Love to see that. You do get to search Tribe and Mobius. Yep. And Zaborg. Yeah, Witch might be a little too good. just a little bit. You can't search Gravekeeper Spy, thank God, but you can get just about the rest of the format. Oh, it does search. It does search Gorilla. Gulaz is still here too. It also searches Goblin Attack Force. All right, Kaiku coming down in the face of Berserk Gorilla, and we have a Snatch Steal. All right, if AJT is able to interrupt this here, could swing things even more in his favor. But if he's not able to interrupt it, this could be really good. Okay, well, Book of Moon doesn't interrupt quite as much as something like an MST would. MST would basically just put that Kaiku dead. But Kaiku is going to be able to clear this Berserk Gorilla. And on over to AJT. We don't have any Thunder Dragons just yet. We do know about a Magician of Faith in hand, which is pretty good here. We do see the Pot of Greed. We've got the Heavy Storm if we want to get it. Oh, we're going to meta the Moth off or 1,000 Eyes Restrict and just get in there for 1,800. No Gores in this format. Don't have to worry about that. Let's see if Ludi has a good attack here. All right. All right. The Trinity finally showing up for Ludi. And with no Thunder Dragons in hand, this could be pretty good. And we meted off the Magician of Faith, so we know there's not a Sinister Serpent as well. Arsenal Summoner and Warrior of Zera noted 1600s. Just out of the range of everything. All right, we got rid of a nice little creature swap and a Chaos Sorcerer with that Delinquent Duo, and then Tear's going to be taken out by a DD Assailant. Okay. AJT does pick up the Thunder Dragon now, but with that Chaos Sorcerer gone, it might not be helping quite as much as it would have. Though, oh, okay. I was going to say we could have BLS as our last card. We do not. I agree, Grumple. I think Arsenal Summoner is low-key good. Kind of like that. Ooh, nice little Blade Knight. No Spy. No Spy one time. It is Spy. It's always Spy. All right. A little unfortunate for the Blade Knight player. But AJT, we know, only has 2 Thunder Dragons, and now we have 1 unknown that we just ripped off the top of the deck. What's up, Outlaw? Welcome in. Spy is too strong. I remember one of my Pac-Man series videos, someone asked me what my least favorite monster was in Go format, and I just had Spy slowly fade into the screen. Spy definitely runs this format. Oh, of course, we have top decked the BLS. But we're just going to summon it out in defense. Take care of this Blade Knight, get in with the Gravekeeper Spies. I don't hate that. We could have gone for a lethal swing, but I don't think we've really seen anything. No, we haven't seen a single trap from Ludi just yet. See how Ludi responds here. In the replay that I watched, I didn't see a BLS from Ludi's side. I know a lot of these Strike Ninja variants don't play the BLS, but it's totally possible. That would be a good one to have here. But Donald Zalug coming down. We're going to take out one of those Thunder Dragons. Just making sure, yeah, the last card in hand is Thunder Dragon. Then we have a Smashing Ground for the BLS. That works just as well. Yep, Thunder Dragon coming down to take a +1 back from the Donzalug. But Thunder Dragon's not the most powerful card in the world, stats-wise. So, he does have a BLS? Okay, thank you. Strike Ninja, that'll deal with Thunder Dragon. Ludi is at 2,200 life points, so AJT could mount something here to take him out. Oh, Kinetic Soldier's a good one. We are able to save the Strike Ninja here. However, that means Ludi's going to have to take a nice chunk of 1,350. Down to 850. We know Ring is still live, right? Yeah, Ring's still live for both players. And by that, I mean Ring's still live for AJT. I can't imagine Ludi would use a Ring here. But let's see what we can pick up. The Kinetic Soldier was a very, very good top deck for AJT. Spy would be fine if it didn't summon itself. Probably, yeah. Because then, like, the next, like, biggest butt you've got is Guard, which Blade Knight can actually run over. So, yeah, Spy would be a lot better if it could summon itself. All right, our hero, the Strike Ninja, has hit the graveyard, unfortunately. But I believe we do have Dark. No, we do not have Dark Light. Did we? Yeah, there's the... That's right, the Blade Knight got banished by the BLS. Breaker coming down? Wow. AJT, just the king of top decks here. Take out this back row. It's Call of the Haunted. Okay. And... I mean, this could be Spy for Ludi. That would be very good here. Wall up this machine and the spellcaster till the end of time, but looks like it is not Gravekeeper Spy. We are going to be headed to a game 3 here. Once again, if you're just tuning in, we've got a lot more viewers than we did at the beginning. That's how streams work. This is the winner's side of the bracket. So a loss here in Game 3 by either of these players would not be the end of their tournament. You'd just be dropping down to the loser's bracket to try again. This is double elimination. And speaking of the loser's bracket, we've got a nice little match coming up after this one of we got Steve and Grumple. All right. Not taking a billion hours to side. Love to see it. Players jumping right into Game 3 here. And we finally have one of the pieces of Trinity that draws cards for Ludi. Nice little graceful charity start. We're going to ditch a Spy and a Kaiku. And we just got a nice little T-set and a pass. Let's see what AJT has to say about that. Could definitely be a Spy set. Saw one go to the graveyard off of the Graceful Charity, of course. Berserk Gorilla. Yeah, if that's a Spy, it's pretty good here. It is the second copy of Spy. And, oh, we put it in attack position. Okay. I guess it doesn't really matter, but Spy coming on out, walling up this Berserk Gorilla to the end of time. We do have Thunder Dragons now for AJT. You prefer single elimination? No excuses. Whenever you get to just like an 8-person tournament, with, you know, presumably all of the players in the bracket are going to be very good, I kind of like the double elimination aspect there. Because like someone can just have like an atrociously bad variance match and lose just based on that. So giving them, you know, a harder road to go about winning the tournament, I think is kind of fair. But I also see the allure of single elimination. Maybe we could do like an 8-person Swiss. Do like some like just ridiculous amount of rounds, like 14 rounds of Swiss for 8 people, and then cut to a top 4. That'd be an interesting tournament. Ludi having a think here. All right, Rhoda coming down. Do we have something to beat over this Berserk Gorilla? Like a Zombra or something? No, we've got Donald. Uh-oh. Snatch Steal? Ooh. Ooh. We are getting in there for some damage here. Let's see if Donzalu can hit something other than Thunder Dragon. Going right for the middle card. Scapegoat. That's a good hit. All right. That is a lot of damage. AJT already down to 2,200. We've lost a copy of Scapegoat. And there is all kinds of firepower on the other side for Ludi. And even if some of it is dealt with, you know, these Spies can go to defense. 8-player round robin, no top cut. No, you're thinking too small. Thinking too small. We need to turn it into a giant spectacle that takes 6 months to play out. We do see 1,000 Eyes Restrict coming down, which is probably the best answer to this board. But we know Ludi's playing Smash and Ground. That would be very good here. We would need another monster for it to be lethal damage. But all right, Exile Force, that's a good one. That also takes care of 1,000 Eyes Restrict. Now we get to see how much of a push we want to make. We're just attacking with the Spies. Don't hate this. We still know about 2 Thunder Dragons in AJT's hand, right? Yeah. All right, so AJT is on this back row. Uh, hoping that it's good enough to get there. We do have a Dark in the grave now to go with this Thousand Eyes Restrict. Of course, we do get to get back the Sinister Serpent, so not all is lost, but yep, Sinister Serpent back to hand. We're going to set, presumably, the Serpent. Doesn't have to be. We also picked up another back row. Okay. So now it does have to be Sinister Serpent. Can Ludi push through this extra 800? Do we have an Okazi in hand? Also accepting Tremendous Fire. Triple Raime. Breaker. That's a good one. Pop this new set. We know that's Serpent down. AJT giving it a think. Man. It's interesting. We don't quite know what that middle set is. The first set, whatever you want to call it. Poison the Old Man also doing it. Yeah. Lady Assailant of Flames. Is Ring live? Yeah, it should be live for both players. Book of Moon. Okay, that'll take care of the breaker. Yeah, Ring is live for both players. Ceasefire also live. Amazon is Archer. Yeah. Let's get all the burn cards in here. Nobleman of Crossout. Get that Sinister Serpent out of here. And why don't we just get AJT out of here while we're at it? Ludi gonna take down this match, and we'll be moving on to the winners finals. So our hero, the Strike Ninja, which I can't get on screen right now, taking it down over AJT on the control deck. So yeah, congrats to Ludi on the finals. Now, Grumple, I believe it is time for your match. Let's get on over here to the GOAT format. Let's check on nothing happening here in the Discord chat. Cool. Just making sure everything is taken care of, but we should have Grumple against Steve coming up here as soon as they get hosted. I guess I need to actually just get some some copyright free music for these streams. I had the thought yesterday and then just totally forgot. But we'll do that next time. All right. We've got our losers bracket match here. Grumple is on Warriors. Steve, I believe, is on Chaos Turbo, if I'm not mistaken. Let me scroll up here. I should have written it down. I was watching a documentary last night, and I pulled up the replays to see what people were on. Yes, it is Turbo versus Warrior here. So only one Turbo deck in the top 4 here. Don't need copyright free music when we got your voice to soothe us. That's fair. All right, Grumple leading on the old Pot of Greed. A very nice start. We're using the same randomizer. All right, we got a nice little Kaiku coming down. Putting the fear in the Chaos Turbo player from the very beginning. And we've got a couple of back row and a pass, it appears. And we've got a Trap Dust Shoot. Okay. Hopefully Grumple tells us what is in the hand. but if not, that's totally fine as well. I know I I just take screenshots. Ah, we see typing. Let's go. Good guy, Grumple. Knock Tribe Jog Deco. Uh, that's only 4 cards, so one of those may be. Well, it's only 3 cards. Okay, so Upstart Goblin, cool. Hold priority. Okay, so the other one's probably either an Upstart or a Pot of Greed, going off of the logic that we didn't write down the cards that were for sure going to get played. That makes sense. It's double Upstart, Grumple at 10,000. We can find a way to gain 1 life point. We can use Cyberstein twice, which I don't think Grumple is playing, but the thought stands. All right, we have the old T-set pass. We do have a dead knock. That could very well be Jar of Greed face down. And there are 2 cards unknown. Mystic Swordsman level 2 is pretty good here, especially if you're reading that back row to be Jar of Greed. Clear this monster. Did Steve draw a Mirror Force? It appears not. And then Kaiku gets to get on in. Take this deco, put it right in the banish pile. Okay. Things looking pretty good for Grumple already. That said, Chaos Turbo can turn things around. We haven't seen any Thunder Dragons or any Trinity from Steve yet. Yep, that is the Jar of Greed. Pretty easy read on that, I think. Don't know 100%, of course, because of the Upstart Goblins, but makes sense for that to be there. And we've got a Snatch still on the Kaiku. Okay. Did we set a Dust Tornado, Grumple? It appears we did not. Kaiku coming on in. Having to think about it. It's interesting. This could be a battle trap. Don't necessarily want to minus yourself, but yeah, you really want to keep this level 2 around. Makes sense to me. Still up on cards. We know about... Now, the only card we know for sure is Nobleman of Crossout in Steve's hand. So Steve's effectively operating with 3 cards, whereas Grumple has 5. So not an ideal exchange on that turn for Grumple, but you're still pretty happy with the overall position, I would imagine. And we've got a Rhoda here. Okay, are we going for the Donald? We are going for Donald. We have Donald with guns on the field, and we have a your premature burial for Kaiku. We're going for blood here. All right. Love to see this. Don get in, hopefully discard a monster. It's the it's always the dead card. Understandable, but we are getting in for a whole lot more damage. Steve going down to 2100. We are a Zombara with skill drain swing away from lethal. What other warriors we got? Goblin Attack Force would do it here. The Fiend Mega Cyber. Are these duelists in the down bracket? Yes. Yep. The loser here will be eliminated. The winner gets to play against AJT. Congratulations on your win. Here's AJT BLS. I guess I could add that to I hate to put losers on there, but I guess it does make it. Ooh, that's not what I wanted to do. Give me this one. There we go. Oh, come on, man. All right. Uh, we're fixing things on the fly here. It's not that one, it's this one. Okay. There we go. All right. We're in the loser side top four. Um, yeah, maybe I should just take that off. It's huge. Okay. Let's just go back to top four. I missed the end of the game. Um, sometimes I guess that's how it be whenever you're doing stuff. All right, Grumple getting that game. That's not a big surprise from how things were. Oh, buttons are hard to press. There we go. Just type losers in all caps. uh, just getting to Obelisk. I wouldn't. Bigger than the play of the field. Yeah. Hopefully, Grumple drops a Gumo. Yeah, we don't have any Gumos. Presumably, I haven't seen like the actual deck list. Someone could be playing a Gumo somewhere in here, but what is an Obelisk without Jirai Gumo? Yeah, I guess we'll go forward just having like top four finals or whatever on here. And if people ask where we are, I guess we can tell them. There was only one Gumo deck at Maryland? Was it you, Janjo? Were you the Gumo player? All right. Here for game two. Steve starting off on upstart into Thunder Dragon. Let's see if we can follow this up with a nice little graceful charity. That would be a winnable obelisk. You ran Chaos Relinquish, Janjo? All right, I can respect that. Me and Petty have been working on a relinquish list that we were doing a stream, and Petty's like, I found this most unhinged relinquished list from like I don't know, like 4 or 5 years ago, and then we ended up just doing nothing but winning with it. So we've been kind of working on that. Blade Knight coming down from Grumple. See if this can run into a spy as it always does. Ooh, we setting the whole hand. A nice little solemn judgment action over there. All right. What say you, Steve? Oh, we're giving it a think. Okay. One person spreading the Gumo light. Yeah. I should have brought my Gumos down here. I've seen people like tagging you, um, and showing you like their Gumos that they just got in the mail. I still have them sitting on my dresser upstairs. I thought I had all three Gumos, but I did not. I only had one, so had to buy another playset. I do have the full Gumo Sumo deck now, though. It is ready to terrorize a GGP if I I decide to play that. If we could ever get another GGP. All right, Tribe coming down. That's pretty good. That can erase a Blade Knight if Grumple is willing to allow. All right, no negation. We are activating the priority. We're discarding a Thunder Dragon, so still no Dark in the grave, right? Yep. Just a bunch of lights. And we have one Thunder Dragon left in hand. Torrential. Okay. Nice little 2 for 2. Got the Icarus attack going strong. And, all right, we've got Dust Tornado on one of the new back row, presumably. Yep. What are we taking out here? Sakuretsu armor. Pretty good. Donzalug. Now we wait for Robin Goblin buyout. Yeah. Shoutouts to Nova Ethos. Taking down the GGP, getting a World's Invite with a nice little spicy pile. All right, Raigeki Break coming out to take out this Donzalug. We have pitched the third copy of Thunder Dragon to the graveyard. Oh, Grumple's having to think about it. We're going to rip off this Solemn Judgment, take this last card out of Steve's hand? We don't have any darks. So if this isn't a dark monster, you don't really have to worry about a Chaos follow-up. That's kind of tempting. We're going to let the Donzalug go. No fireworks play here. But no play at all for Steve. We're just going to draw. We could be holding on to some Chaos monsters here. That's for sure. See if Grumple has anything to pressure. Nope. Grumple also holding on to a card in hand. We do have Dark Light. Throwing out BLS here, probably not the greatest idea. You do presumably have Solemn Judgment as backup, but see if we can find something here. Exile Force, pretty good draw. Is that a Sangan? It's a Tsukuyomi. Okay. Could have been a better target. Oh, we do have the call. Okay. All right. Get Donald up in here. Why can't we see your hand? Because I'm not actually playing. This is, I'm just streaming the top 4 of a tournament. So I don't have the ability to see hands while the matches are actually going on. Dawn taking out Chaos Sorcerer here. That's pretty good. Steve could definitely have another Chaos Monster or could draw Pot of Greed. This might be... Yeah. I say this might be Solemn Judgment angle here. And get that Pot of Greed out of here. Now, this could backfire a little bit if... Oh, no. Steve has a Solemn Judgment as well. Like, Steve started drawing cards, and I was moving around in my seat. I didn't see the Solemn Judgment. I was like, why are we drawing cards here? Hold on. All right. Snatch Steal, not the end of the world. Grumple doesn't have any cards in hand. Oh, you want to see my actual hands? Here they are. I have I have small hands. There you go. Enjoy. Internet. Oh, no. The Donzalug mill putting Pot of Greed in the graveyard? Man. Interesting that we opted to mill even though Grumple didn't have any darks in the graveyard as well. It's pretty good mills there, though. Got the Pot of Greed and the Nobleman of Crossout. Grumple going back up to 4,100. I do have hands. Confirmed to the entire internet. So now Grumple keeping a card in hand means Dawn could actually get some, well, some actual +1 value. I guess Dawn got some pretty good value last turn just off of milling the Pot of Greed. But, all right, Steve flipping up a Spy. And Upstart Goblin. Okay. So Grumple's going to keep pretty healthy life total here. Who won the first match? Ludi won the first match that we had on stream. So Ludi is in winners finals. All right. We got a Dust Tornado to hit Mirror Force. So last card Mirror Force down? It is. Okay. All right. So we're back to card parity here, though. Spy is the bane of warrior decks, of course. Breaker coming down, taking out a Xing Zhen Hu. Oh, and we have the BLS. Grumple's going to take this game. Wow, getting the Dawn into the graveyard was huge. All right. Well, unfortunately for Steve, that is going to be the end of their tournament run. However, Grumple is going to be moving on to, I guess it's technically what, like top 3 now. Yeah, Grumple is going to be moving on to play against AJT BLS here. And the winner of that will move on to play Ludi Padleon in the winners, or in the grand finals. All right, we will wait for these duels to host up. And we will jump right into that. Grumple has gotten so close to an invite so many times this season. AJT's gotten pretty close several times as well. I know AJT has been trying to fight for that invite for quite a while. But it makes sense that Grumple is close to the top of the PWCQ ladder. AJT is the only player I dropped a game to. Nice. Hopefully Grumple could keep that going. Ludi won his Raw final by opponent loading the wrong deck. That sucks. I've been there. Not in a Raw. I did it in War League, but... Does Ludi already have an invite? No. None of the players in this Obelisk currently have an invite. So someone will be getting their first invite this season. I think it's kind of nice to to not see a block happen. I don't see anybody talking about hosting up. Here we go. We got the match. Grumple, Stillskin, and AJT BLS. It is hopefully going to be a good one here. We do have Warrior against Chaos Control. Generally, I believe people think that the control deck is a little favored here. But the good Warrior player can definitely take it down. And I personally haven't seen Grumple on Warriors a whole lot in my time, but Grumple definitely a capable Warrior player. We will have the 59th player qualifying today. We need to up those numbers by 10. Did Nova create a Robin Goblin buyout? The 72nd invite given out. Okay. So we've had 13 blocks. All right, we see Knock on the Magician of Faith, and we're just going to slam down a Kaiku, get on in there, take out this Thunder Dragon. So, just like the last one, we see Grumple here with a bit of an early lead, because we know two of the cards in AJT's hand are Thunder Dragons, but of course, one Graceful Charity could change all of that. Tribe just taking out the Kaiku, getting in for 16. Grumple didn't have any back row, so, well, Pot of Greed's a good draw. So we might be sitting on a monster heavy hand, but maybe Pot of Greed helps that out a little bit. Tribe not the most difficult for warriors to attack over. 1600, not that big of a deal. Blade Knight can crash. Yeah, looks like that's the best option. It's not great. Will either be the 15th US, 11th German, or 1st Croatian player. I guess I gotta root for the Croatian player, right? Asura Priest coming on down. Attacking in for 17. Unless Grumple's got a weird list over here. I don't think there's going to be a scapegoat flipped here. Call of the Haunted for Kaiku. Okay. That'll block the attack. That's pretty nice. AJT sets another back row. Yeah, higher return winner for all your data analytics. Yeah. How many spreadsheet tabs? I think just oh. I pulled up the spreadsheet earlier. I don't have it up anymore because I had to restart my computer. I don't think I've looked at the tabs. I don't know how many tabs are on the spreadsheet. AJT is a Canadian. That is true. So we won't get another US player. All right, we have a Raigeki break for the back row. Take out an MST here. We're going to allow the Kaiku to stay. I wonder if this means we have a Metamorphosis follow-up. Oh, we've got a Graceful Charity. Okay. Now list all the multiple invite players. It's on there. You definitely look it up. The return winner spreadsheet is a very handy one. We do have the Metamorphosis. He's sucking up this Kaiku here. And we're going to attack directly into a DD Warrior Lady. Okay. So that worked out a little bit for Grumple here. AJT, are the Thunder Dragons gone? We've got one, two, yeah, okay. Thunder Dragons are gone. We actually get to use a Trap Dust Shoot, which is really nice for AJT here. And heavy Mirror Force and Prima. Okay. That's not bad. As an American, we'll take him. Grumple's not going to throw down the Prima, though. I guess that makes sense. Like, you really want to clear these goats, but also, if AJT sets a monster, you really want the Blade Knight. It's kind of an interesting position. You also have heavy in hand, so you don't want to have to heavy away your monster. So maybe trying to get a little bit of use out of that first. Same as the reason for not setting Mirror Force there, I would imagine. A lot of different layers of decisions in what was just a 3-card hand with all cards that seem pretty straightforward. All right, Upstart Goblin coming down. Getting some more draws for AJT. Maybe sitting in a holding pattern for a little bit. Yep. No play at all from AJT. We're just sitting sitting behind these goat tokens. Here comes a Blade Knight. So we've got some action. We do take out a goat. See if we have another meta here. That would be pretty good. Suck up the Blade Knight, maybe force some action. I guess at that point then we do have the Mirror Force over there for Grumple. But would have to lose the Blade Knight in the process, so. We know 0 cards for AJT, I believe. We established a Thunder Dragon's Argon. That is correct. Oh, creature swap. That's a good one. No metamorphosis needed. And then we are setting 1 back row behind the Blade Knight before passing. Love to see creature swap get played. Don't see it quite as much these days, but it's a card that I'm quite fond of. Have been, I guess, since I was a kid. Oh, breaker coming down. We can go for the greedy +2. Probably just gonna try to break and then crash, but AJT's having to think here. Interesting what we decide to do. It's times like these. Bottomless trap hole would be very good. Just take out the breaker, be done with it. Don't need that negativity. Yeah, we are just going to take out the back row. Scapegoat, okay. So AJT given a think there. I guess was just a little bit of posturing. Don't hate it. I guess, well, I guess like you could have, well, no, I'm going to say it gets around it. Gets around torrential either way because you're still chaining it in response to something. Okay. But AJT with no play. We've gone up to 3 cards in hand now. Grumple's still sitting over there with 4 cards. We know we still know Heavy, Mirror Force, and Premature Burial. Really fine player. All right, we do see the Premature Burial come out now. And we are going right for the Kaiku. That makes a lot of sense to me. Get one of these tokens gone. All right, now we're setting a bunch. Maybe we picked up a Solemn Judgment. That would make sense. Trap Dust Shoot. That's also pretty good. Give us the juicy details of what is in the hand. Snatch, Spy, Sork, BLS. Well, the Snatch is unfortunate, but yeah, you send the Spy back, maybe Solemn Judgment, the Snatch Steal? That's tough, but yeah, AJT just slamming it down. We do have Dark Light, right? There's no way we don't. Oh, there's no Dark. Okay. Interesting. So, yeah, I guess you kind of don't have to protect the Kaiku here. Would be nice if you could, obviously. Yeah, we are going to throw down the Solemn Judgment. So AJT has 2 Chaos Monsters in hand and 2 Goats against a Kaiku. Probably going to need to draw an answer soon. We've already seen 1 meta go. Snatch Steal is gone. 1 creature swap is gone. Okay. Grumple drawn into Graceful Charity. That's a good one. AJT is not in, like, range of dying? I guess we could see... No. Would be pretty hard on 3 cards. Would be pretty hard on 3 cards. That Kaiku just clearing another goat, and then we're setting a bunch of back row again. Okay, do we draw into another judgment off the Graceful Charity? Yeah, recorded it 2 years ago. Metamorphosis, okay. Having a think here, maybe we got to throw off that Solemn Judgment we just drew. Yep, all right. In the same spot as the last one as well. Ring is still live for AJT, so now Grumple has to worry about that. Grumple having a think here. We do have Dark Light online, so BLS would be nice. We're not attacking with the Kaiku, okay. Heavy Storm. Oh, we do have the third judgment, okay. Okay, so Heavy Storm is out of here. Now Grumple just needs to fade Ring of Destruction. And needs to get a little bit of offense going here. There's the BLS, okay. Coming on down. Are we going to attack or are we going to banish? These are the questions. We're going to banish, okay. Get the Spy out of here. Very good decision not attacking last turn with the Kaiku. Kaiku gets in. Yep, get rid of the tribe just in case there's a Prima or something. We know AJT loves to play Call of the Haunted. And yeah, I mean, is that Ring? AJT with the back row here. We know Grumple has Heavy Storm in hand, but that gets rid of the Kaiku. So if you draw another monster, other than like Exiled Forcer level 2, might be worth it. You're dead to Ring no matter what. So yeah, here's the Heavy Storm. And wow. Wow. AJT drew the Ring. All right. Well, gonna be going to a game 2 here with AJT BLS up a game off of what was probably a 1-outer. Impressive. But hey, to win a tournament, and this goes for any card game, not just for GOAT, you got to get lucky at some point. So, and you don't put the cards in the deck to not draw them. What's up, Pike Freak? Welcome in. Nah, that's not just GOAT format. That's a lot of formats. That's literally every card game. Sometimes you're down 99-1 and then you win on the river. Paid the price for the 3 Solemns, yeah. There's also that. Yeah. Like, Grumple obviously knew that using the Solemns could put him in range in the ring. I don't hate the Solemn activations, but yeah, that is the price you pay for playing the card Solemn Judgment sometimes. But here we are. We've got a game 2. Grumple's going to be leading us off here. And going to be leading us off with a Graceful Charity. Okay. Always a good start. Grumple did have a bit of a slow start. From what I remember, no. Grumple did not have a slow start. Grumple had a what seemed to be a monster heavy hand, but wasn't actually. We're just kind of holding stuff back for the heavy storm, I believe. But we're discarding Call of the Haunted Blade Knight here off of the Graceful Charity, and we've got a nice little tea set. Okay. We've got a nice little capital tea set, except the bottom of the T is kind of short. Oh, AJT left a knock. Okay. Must have poured over some of the replays. Saw that Grumple would have the spies. AJT did the same thing to me in the last round of a GFC one time. I was playing Warriors. I sided in spies. AJT hit me with a knock, and I'm like, well, okay. And AJT did confirm that he watched some of the replays and saw that I was siding in spy. So probably a little bit of AJT doing his homework there. And all right, got a Prima for Grumple here. Grab this Blade Knight back. See if we can attack over this monster. It's the third copy of Spy. Okay. Okay. And we're going to tribute the Blade Knight for Mobius. Okay. See if these are good hits. All right, we got a Book of Moon on the Mobius. That's not so bad. Because I got a Mirror Force as well. All right, pretty good turn for Grumple there. We do have a Spy chilling on the field that can take out this Mobius, presumably, but we could easily just eat the Spy with a Sakura or something here if we left it in. Generally, Warrior players do leave in their Sakus in this matchup. Oh, Book of Moon? Oh, that's fine. There's no other Gravekeeper in AJT's deck, so flip up this Mobius. Try to get in an attack on the Gravekeeper Spy. See if AJT has a Battle Trap here. Could also just opt to let the Spy go, but yeah, Mobius is a pretty... We're doing a little Book of Moon dance here. 2 Book of Moons for AJT, 1 Book of Moon for Grumple. We don't see another monster follow-up. Spy coming back to attack position. Grumple did set another back row, so maybe we've got another answer to the Spy here. Yep, Graceful Charity coming on down. That's a pretty good pickup for AJT. See what we discard here. Unfortunately for AJT, we don't have a Thunder Dragon yet, so presumably going to be discarding some real cards. I don't think there's Night Assailant over here. But Graceful Charity, always just a good pickup, right? We're having a big think here. Yep. We have entered the tank zone. What are we discarding? Tribe and Serpent. Okay. Just picked up a Serpent. That's pretty good to go with the Graceful Charity. Yeah, double book against Warrior is interesting. I don't think it's a bad card. Especially if you're leaving in your Nox. That may have had something to do with the reasoning behind it. Just make your Nox a little less dead if Grumple doesn't find the Spy or whatever. And AJT having another think here. I'd imagine we're, yeah, I imagine we're trying to get in there with the spy. Ring of Destruction, okay. Take out the spy. Yeah, knocking the spy is a little interesting. I wonder, like, Grumple could be siding in more than just spy. Um, we could be siding in like Morphing Jar, Magician of Faith, um, stuff like that. So, I know AJT has done this style of siding before. AJT may know, or probably does know a little bit more than me of what's up over there with Grumple. But yeah, knocking the spy is a little awkward against Warrior. That's for sure. AJT sides into Decrees. Yeah, that would also make sense for the books. I am a big Book of Moon fan, so you don't really have to justify it a whole lot to me. But that does make it a little bit more understandable. All right, this Mobius has been flipped down 3 times now. Let's see if the Tsukiyomi can finally clear it. Battle Trap? No, the Mobius has finally entered the graveyard. Ooh, we've got a nice little creature swap to go with the Tsukiyomi. All right, I'll take that Dawn's Lug. Thank you very much. And I'll take my Tsukiyomi back. All right. Don't like Grumple's position whole lot here. We know one of the cards in AJT's hand is a Sinister Serpent, so that just by itself isn't super threatening, though obviously can become threatening with other cards later. See how Grumple's got here. Tribe's a good start. Clear those goat tokens. Oh? 1646. 62? And we don't quite have the lethal here, but this is a nice little push. AJT down to 600. Snatch is still live, right? Snatch is indeed still live. But we are going to set a monster, and AJT is going to admit defeat. Okay. So, right after I say I don't like Grumple's position, Grumple just takes the game. So, we're going to be moving on to a nice little game 3 here. Warrior versus Chaos Control. Notably, we're not going to have a turbo deck in our finals. It'll either be Warrior versus Strike Ninja Return or Chaos Control versus Strike Ninja Return. BLS is a good card. That is for sure. Picked up a card with this? Oh, a gift card. I didn't even know that was there. Like something fell off of the bottom of my water bottle. What's up, Faria? Tournament's going great. I'm not playing. I am undefeated today. All right, starting off, AJT picking up a couple of Thunder Dragons. And we've got a nice little tea set over here. See how's Steve doing? Steve may have gotten eliminated by Grumple in the last match. Yeah, Control's not a bad pick, I don't think. For sure. Only way to truly win? That's right. We do see King Tiger from Grumple. Love that card. Not going to be able to clear the first spy, but it is gonna clear the one that is summoned from the deck. And now we've got a nice little graceful charity for AJT. I think, is this the first graceful charity we've seen with 2 Thunder Dragons in hand? I feel like there was one other, but I might be wrong about that. Either way, very good pickup for AJT here, of course. Any bombardment beetle in the top 4? We have a strike ninja. I guess there's a chance for bombardment beetle. We do see the berserk gorilla coming down. And Ring of Destruction is just going to go ahead and take care of that. Presumably. If AJT has that Royal Decree everyone's been talking about, that might help. But nope. Gorilla just going to be going to the graveyard. If Grumple can pick up a Sasuke, which we have not seen today, that'd be very good against this Gravekeeper Spy. Grumple could even try to summon an Exiled Force. It wouldn't work out, but he can do it. Whole bunch of back row for AJT. Okay. And a whole bunch of back row for Grumple and a set monster. Okay. So we'll see if AJT has drawn into one of those knocks that we know are still in the deck in some number. No Trap Death Shoot. Pot of Greed for AJT. Pretty good. So 2 pretty good draws off the top of the deck in a row for AJT. That is last turn top tier. Don't listen to Nate, dog. We don't need that kind of negativity here. Last turn is not top tier. But I think the deck is better than people give it credit for, if that is worth anything. There are just no people that work on those decks. But the people who have put in work on the last turn, I think the stall version is actually pretty good. That said, it has its problems, like any other stall deck, but every deck's got problems in some form or another. It's top tier if your goal is to have the highest number of games per match. Yeah. Oh, Petty knows how I feel about last turn. We've talked about last turn a lot. Who plays winner? Winner of this goes to the grand finals against Ludi. Ooh, please make your move. Grumple getting in there. All right, see another set monster for AJT after filling up the back row completely. And we might be in for a little bit of a slog here. Both players on a ton of cards. Grumple not able to simplify the game state here, and we're just going to attack over a Sangan. Cool. More cards. It'd be interesting to see what exactly is in AJT's back row here, especially if we think he's on Decree. Okay. We've got the Sinister Serpent now. Oh, we've got a ring for the King Tiger. Okay. Do we let this go through for Grumple? Like, you don't really want to just Solemn Judgment a ring here, but Tiger's really good in the matchup, of course. Oh, and we do have Royal Decree. Okay, that's going to get hit by a Dust Tornado. Do we have another Decree? It appears not. Okay. So AJT is on Decree. Confirmed. Though the first one was unsuccessful, but let's see what happens now that we've cleared that King Tiger out of the way. Love your Pac-Man and 1K videos. Man, those are whew. It's been a while since we did those. Couldn't quite make it. Of course, I started in like the middle of the season and burned myself out on it, so that didn't help. But thank you. Missed the Jeopardy vids the most? We're working on getting another one at some point. Okay. We do have a Thousand-Eyes Restrict coming down. Sucking this face down monster. Do we get to know what it is? Spy. Thank you, AJT. Alright, so we haven't seen any other flip effect monster for Grumple. We've only seen the spies. So maybe we did bring in the Nox just for spy. Decree control could be rough for Ludi. Yeah, that's true. Ludi did beat AJT in the first match of the stream today. But pretty handily. Geo Party. That is what I named the group chat, right? I think. Yeah, I've been working on ideas to get that to get the game made. We gotta get that recorded. All right, AJT has passed the turn. Slowly but surely, whittling down Grumple, Stilton, and cards. However, Grumple hasn't seen any Trinity this game yet. So if Grumple can draw into, you know, the Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity, even Delinquent Duo at this point, especially if we send the Serpent back, could help get it back into this. But right now, definitely not facing down a favorable situation. We have Tribe, Breaker, BLS, Serpent, and Meta. It's pretty good. Tribe and BLS are the only way for AJT to clear his own tear, though. Unless there's like a Book of Moon down here. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic that could also help Grumple get back into it if AJT doesn't start pressuring a little bit. We've got double dark, triple light in the graveyard. We are just sending back the Serpent. That makes sense to me. All right, Breaker coming on down. Trying to pick up a plus. Well, that'll clear the tear. A nice little torrential tribute here. All right. Love when someone gets an answer wrong. I'm like, no, the answer was Deep Sea Shark, you idiot. Meanwhile, I'm minus 2,500 points. Hey, it's all about the ones you know, not the ones you don't know. Kaiku coming down for Grumple. That's pretty good here. But we do have another scapegoat for AJT, and we do know that there is a meta over there. Also a tribe that can take care of Kaiku. Ooh, are we going to solemn this? That's a risky solemn. Yeah, we are. Okay. So Grumple probably has something to help protect himself, I would imagine here. Because, like, Tribe can come down, clear the Kaiku, summon BLS, attack for game. AJT may not do that, given that there is a back row here. Well, hold on. You can just clear both of the darks, right? No, there are more darks now after the torrential. So, all right. Yep, we clear 2 Thunder Dragons, but there is still a Thunder Dragon, so we do have a light over here. No further back row for Grumple either. We gotta have an answer for this tribe. If we do have an answer for the tribe, things look pretty okay. Unless AJT is able to get another level 1 on the board somehow. Can't think of how you would do that. After, oh god. AJT's a master. Just a master. Here's the Heavy Storm. Wow. It's Tribe, BLS, meta in hand. Yeah. AJT is going to take down the game and the match. And it was Book of Moon? It was the other Solemn Judgment. But with Book of Moon, I don't think it mattered, right? You could just book the Kaiku. Yeah, summon Tribe, summon BLS. You don't even have to summon the Tribe at that point. I guess if you book the Kaiku, then BLS gets solemned. So, yeah, okay. Well, that'll do it. I'm just going to double check the old bracket here. Yep, we are in the grand finals. We have Ludi Pableon coming in from the winner's side, and AJT BLS coming in from the loser's side. So AJT does have to win 2 matches in a row. Let me get this updated here. You did well, Grumple. You're gonna get your invite. I fully expect that to happen. But sucks right now, but you know, sometimes the ring is just there on the top of the deck. Just waiting for our finalists to host up here. Let's go ninjas. Yeah, absolutely. Let's get Strike Ninja to Worlds. Just pretending your PWCU ladder invite is safe. I mean, I haven't looked at the ladder, but you've done really, really well in the PWCQs. I'd imagine it is going to be okay. Or you'll just win a tournament. Here we go. We have our finals. And Ludi is going to be winning the rock, paper, scissors. And presumably going first. Yep. See what kind of start we have. We did see Ludi take down AJT earlier today. Just needs to do it one more time and has 2 shots at it. One of these players, of course, will be getting their first invite for the season here. And AJT with the Pot of Greed, trying to make sure that he is the one that gets that invite. See, we have to follow up the nice draw here. All right, we've got a set monster in 3 set back row. We do have a trap dust shoot. How are the days for the Obelisk determined? Is it always tournament style where the whole event is in 1 day? No. Some of these, the top 4, like the top 8 is definitely not streamed, but like the top 4 like get together and try to figure out whenever they're available all together. But if not, we try to at least get a final stream. Sometimes it just doesn't work out where all of the top 4 can play on the same day at the same time, but luckily we do have it here. I do like having the full top 4. A nice little Raigeki break on the spy here for AJT. We have Rhoda, Heavy Storm, Mirror Force, Torrential Tribute, and Breaker. It's pretty good for Ludi here. We sent back the Kaiku, which doesn't necessarily signal that we have a Chaos Monster because we have this Sinister Serpent. A lot of good choices here. Of course, Rhoda, always good choices. We could opt for the Breaker, try to get a +1 here. If it hits a Scapegoat, cool, I guess. Definitely don't want to run out the Heavy Storm. But we do have Mirror Force and Torrential Tribute, so... Yep, we're breaking the back row, and it is an MST. Okay. So didn't even get hit with a Scapegoat. Attack into the face down. Do we have Spy? We do have Spy. Okay. I would imagine Ludi is playing Sasuke. So that could be a potential follow-up here. With the Rhoda on the next turn, we also have, of course, Torrential Tribute that can clear this board if AJT happens to summon something. So, not all is lost from the Great Wall of Spy. And we do just see 1 back row. Ludi is on Strike Ninja Return. So I think that probably fits into the category of something crazy if the 2 options are that and regular warrior. I knew as soon as I saw that Ludi was in the top 4 that we were going to be in for some sort of spice. And then whenever I was going over the replay, I saw the Strike Ninja. I'm like, yes, yes. Ludi never disappoints. Oh, it was the Heavy Storm set. That's going to eat a Ring of Destruction on the Breaker. Okay. Pretty good trade-off for AJT there. I was kind of thinking that could be the Heavy Storm set. Sort of like a little bait, thinking that, Torrential Tribute's kind of an obvious play. We'll see. Here comes Rhoda. We going for level 2? We're grabbing that Sasuke that may or may not be in the deck, but probably is. I can't remember if we saw Sasuke in the first match. I think we did. Maybe not. Yep, there it is. All right. We have the Spy killing machine. Get on in there. Do we know? We still know about Serpent, right? Yeah, AJT has a Serpent in hand. Yeah, you're right. Sasuke is a ninja. It has to be in there. Maybe we've got oh my god. It would be so cool if there was ninjutsu Art of Transformation in here for Big Koala. Heavy Storm, hidden MST and Torrential. Okay. That's a pretty big one for AJT here. Let's see what else we've got over there. Currently, the Spy is just dying. Moth for Pot of Greed, pretty good. AJT. No, Koala's a level 7. I've played that specific deck before. I think Koala's like the best thing that you can hit off of it. Might be wrong about that. I guess you could also get like Behemoth. That would also be a 2700. Yeah, AJT definitely taking the huge advantage here. But can he do it? Well, this whole match isn't over, obviously. You have 3 games of Ultimate Insect level 7. I think that's also a 2700. That would work. You don't get its effect, unfortunately. You only get it if it's summoned off of level 5's effect, but Ultimate Insect level 7 is cool. Yep, just throw the Heavy Storm down, take care of that Mirror Force. We knew that's what it was, so now, I mean, the world is AJT's oyster now. You can just kind of do whatever. Tsukiyomi, yep. Now you don't even have to crash. Get in for a nice little 3,000 damage. All right, and let's see what Ludi draws. Strike Ninja's online for whatever that's worth. Premature Burial. Okay. Yeah, Kaiku coming back can take out the Spy and keep you alive for a little bit, but that is not going to be... It's not going to be a winning strategy here, I would imagine. I guess we do have Dark Light in the graveyard, right? Assuming this Kai... No. That's right, the Sasuke's over here. Okay. Not really sure what Ludi can draw here. Mirror Force is gone. I guess you just set another monster. But it needs to be... Okay, Blade Knight takes care of Sasuke. That's a good start, but Tsukiyomi just takes care of that. I guess you could do just like Pot of Greed into something. We have meta. Okay. Yep. AJT being up 8 billion cards, no surprise. Taking down game 1. But we do have a game 2 and potentially a 3. And then if AJT takes down this match, potentially a game 4, 5, and 6. But, you know, of course, first we have to get to that second match. We'll see. We know someone had mentioned earlier that decree control could be bad for Ludi, so like we do know the decrees are probably coming in. Yeah, probably going to be a bit of an uphill battle for the return deck, but definitely not unwinnable. And Ludi is going to be leading us off here. Maybe, there we go. I was going to say, maybe Ludi will actually get some of the Trinity this time. Just immediately slam the Pot of Greed down to the graveyard. We've got a set monster. And a backer. Okay. See what AJT has here. We're leading on Thunder Dragon. Given how AJT's draws have gone the last couple of games, it wouldn't surprise me if there was a Graceful Charity immediately after. No? Okay. Get a set monster. All right, and 3 back row. AJT's been setting a lot of back row, which makes sense. I mean, like we've got a lot of chainables and stuff over there. But no trap dust shoot. Very well just may not be in the deck at this point. Okay. Ludi flipping up Spy and grabbing another. And we do have a knock coming down, getting rid of Kinetic Soldier. Okay. Pretty good knock there for Ludi. Walling up the Warriors as well as the Gravekeeper Spies, of course. Nice big 1800 butt. One Spy connects. Does the other one. AJT having to think on the second attack here. You have Ring of Destruction on the second Spy. Okay, so that tells me probably a Decree back there. Just wanting to get the ring value out of the way before flipping the Decree. Potentially. Maybe he just doesn't want to take a whole bunch of damage. Ludi having to think here in main 2. And just set monster and a pass, okay. No immediate flip of Decree. If it is back there. Players definitely taking some time on the decisions here. Totally understandable. We're playing for a World's Invite, but I know both of these players really want it. Both very deserving as well. Throw that out there. I'm a fan of both of these players. We have a set monster from AJT and a pass. Let's see if Ludi can keep pressuring here. Maybe flip up a Deco, grab a card, summon a Strike Ninja. Maybe we draw another knock. We do know there are 2 Thunder Dragons in hand for AJT still, so. As far as cards that currently do something, Ludi seems to be ahead on that by quite a bit. Kaiku getting flipped up here. It's a pretty good one. See if we can force through something. All right, we are attacking with a Spy. If you're Ludi, you're hoping you're not attacking into one of AJT's Spies. We're going to flip Scapegoat on the Spy attack. Interesting. So we do get a replay here. Where do we want to send these attacks now? Are we worried about the tokens? Nope, we're going right after the monster again. It is Moth, okay. Get back Scapegoat, that makes a lot of sense. And Kaiku just taking out one of the Go tokens, so AJT can sit here and wall up for a long time. We do see another face down for Ludi and a pass. Maybe at one of those points that we got to in the Grumple match where we're just kind of in a holding pattern for a little bit. Both players with a bunch of cards. A lot of decisions. A lot of defense going. Oh, we switch Go token to attack position. Suck this Kaiku. I'd imagine a creature swap's going to be coming after we try to attack over the Spy. Tear pretty good here. Yep, Spy's out of here. Do we see the creature swap? We do. All right, token moving over. Do we get the information? It is Blade Knight. Okay. that's going to be it for AJT's turn. So, again, we know double Thunder Dragon, but Thunder Dragons are a little bit more valuable now because they can be summoned over this Thousand Eyes Restrict if AJT wants to do that. Just clear up some room for some more attacks, get a Dark into the graveyard for a potential BLS or something. Here is the hero. Strike Ninja has entered the battlefield. And we do have a Smashing Ground. Okay, I was going to say, that's a definite possibility to take out a Tear here. And Strike Ninja could clear the Blade Knight. We could also just clear the Scapegoat if we want to. Why did we switch the token to attack? AJT switched it to attack. Oh, okay, yeah, and give him the info. That is the only time to do it. That is true. But, and AJT probably wanted it in attack just to push through some extra damage, but there is the Royal Decree. So it was back there this whole time. Just picking our spot of when we wanted to activate. Do we have double Dark in the graveyard? We do. We have 3 Darks in the graveyard. So Strike Ninja's online. Here comes Berserk Gorilla. Gorilla's been putting in some work. Take care of this goat token as Strike Ninja gets away. Gorilla backed up with Royal Decree, though. That could be a problem. See what Ludi's got. I'd imagine there are more Smashing Grounds in the deck. That could just be one. Nice little Snatch Steal here would be good as well. We do still have Dark Light. BLS would be nice. Got all kinds of potentials over here. Game is definitely not over. Especially since, like, we still know, what, double Thunder Dragon in hand? Yeah, so this is Scapegoat. Oh, we do have the Smashing Ground. Okay. Okay, so we've got Scapegoat, double Thunder Dragon, and whatever AJT ripped off the top. Oh, just an immediate pass. Ooh. Is the tournament with open list or closed? They're closed lists. But yeah, replays are public, like Nate Duck said. Beat me to it. So we know the Strike Ninja is gonna just like run into Scapegoats, which is a little unfortunate for Ludi. But oh, we got a premature burial too. Okay, this makes sense. Like, you're not running into a Mirror Force here. Well, especially because Royal Decree, but you know that is a Scapegoat down. So may as well, yeah, try to clear as many of the goats as possible. Hope that AJT doesn't draw into a meta. Ludi needs Enraged Battle Ox? Yeah. Oh, man. Love me some Enraged Battle Ox. Get a Spear Dragon in there, too. Mad Sword Beast. Tribute this Strike Ninja right now for a Dark Triceratops. Let's see what happens here. AJT did draw a back row. We know we saw multiple Book of Moons against Grumple. So don't have to worry about stuff like Mirror Force. Anything like that, of course. Asura Big Bang, yeah, that would hit pretty hard. 3,400 guaranteed over the goat tokens. Would attack over Spy too, though I guess Spy would just grab another Spy, right? All right, Strike Ninja going after a goat. Kaiku, presumably going after another one? Maybe not. Yeah. Let's clear those goats out of the way. I like that. And passing the turn. What are we doing over there, AJT? With our Thunder Dragons, Ancient Gear Golem plus Limiter removal? There we go. We found it. That would do it. 6,000 coming on through. We're trading the Sangan for what is presumably a Thunder Dragon. Could be a Guardian Sphinx. Picking up Tsukuyomi here is very nice for AJT. And just a pass. Okay, so presumably we are free to attack over this monster, get in a hit with Kaiku, which is pretty nice. I guess it could be another scapegoat over there. Yeah, we could have our choice, take out the darks or the lights. Probably taking out the darks because there is a Thunder Dragon in hand. I don't think MST is gone either, right? No. Still have MST for Ludi. It is another scapegoat. All right, this is the third scapegoat that we've had to fight through. All right, Graceful Charity for AJT, pretty good. Unfortunately for him, comes after getting rid of one of those Thunder Dragons in hand, so only one Thunder Dragon left to discard, but maybe we picked up a Sinister Serpent, or, I mean, even just discarding one's pretty good. Not like you can really complain about drawing 3 cards at any point, right? So many goats indeed. We did pick up the Sinister Serpent. All right. AJT's drawn very well today. That is for sure. Yep, and we do discard the other Thunder Dragon, so now we don't know anything in the hand. But Ludi also has a lot of cards in hand. Hasn't been summoning monsters. Interesting. Yes, the Premature Burial is on Kaiku. Oh, we do know about Tsukuyomi in AJT's hand, so we do have that information. And there is the Tsukuyomi. Okay. Interesting. Tsukuyomi targets Kaiku, and then we're going to chain MST on Premature Burial. This takes out the Kaiku, but... Okay. And then we have Heavy Storm. What are we... Are we playing around... like super hard? Well, no. I say, are we super hard playing around Book of Moon? But if you Heavy Storm, then you can just chain the Book of Moon. You can chain Book of Moon to the MST there. There is Book of Moon. Yeah, creature swap, I guess. But if you give... Well, I guess there wasn't a second dark in the graveyard. That's Interesting. Well, that's a Thunder Dragon in hand, right? No, the Thunder Dragons are gone? It's not lethal with a BLS attack. Was exact? Was it? Oh, right. Because BLS this can't activate. So it'd be 13, 43, 54. Yeah, okay, so it is BLS in hand. Huh. Interesting sequencing. We just needed to get the Tsukuyomi down face up. So yeah, no, that all makes sense, I guess, with the BLS in hand. But I mean, we'll see how Ludi cracks back from this. It's an interesting position for sure. Oh, that was I am not the best goat format player by any means. That one went over my head. But yeah, the math checks out. We got the snatch steal for the BLS. Yep. We could, if you wanted to get the BLS set, could, yeah, attack over a goat, attack over the Tsukuyomi, put the BLS face down, protect from top deck snatch steal. Okay. We are passing the turn with 2 goat tokens there, so second creature swap, second meta would be quite good here. He sees through the matrix. BLS a high level player indeed. AJT BLS, that is. All right, just sets a royal decree. Wow, Dust Tornado going to take that out. Could have a return here for game. A nice return winner, perhaps. If return winner's not still here to hear that, I'm gonna be very sad. We're here on Ludi's turn. We don't even need the return necessarily if there's another monster in hand. Yep, flip the BLS, flip the Sasuke. All right, we don't have game here unless... No, I guess return wouldn't even do it because it's just 2 spies. All right. AJT lives a turn. There's the snatch steal. Did we rip the snatch steal to reset the bracket, or does Ludi have something here on the attack? We do have the mirror force, okay. We play on. We got a face down monster. That is Serpent, correct? Yeah, I believe that is Sinister Serpent. What we got, Ludi? We're having to think. So maybe we don't have the lethal here. Oh, DD Assailant. Okay. Yeah, that'll take care of Serpent. 1800 coming on in. No return. Serpent back to hand. Meta would be very good here. AJT's a master. It's an absolute master. Wow. Yep. There's the tear. Do we have anything to stop this? It appears not. If you had Book of Moon, you would have used it there. There's Rhoda. That is going to grab an exiled force, I would imagine. Yup. AJT is going to draw a card and concede the game. Wow. What a wild game, too. And we are going to get... we're going to get a game 3 here. Ludi wins, Ludi takes down the Obelisk. Gets the world's invite. If AJT wins, we get ourselves another match. Is YouTube my preferred streaming platform? No. I usually stream on Twitch. I stream the tournament stuff on YouTube because that's where most of the GOAT players go to watch the streams. So just keeping it consistent across the board. A lot of GOAT people stream on YouTube, so for the tournaments, just stream them here. That way they're fairly easy to find, I guess. Yeah, I did see that AJT got his Edison invite. Congrats to him on that. I know he's been chasing that one for a little bit too. All right. I see a monster, a couple face downs for AJT. We know AJT has Thunder Dragons in hand once again. Let's see if Ludi can just like rip off like Heavy Storm, Knock, Kaiku. Something like that. Would be pretty good. Step 1. Ooh, hit a ring and a decree. That's pretty good. Please Kaiku. Please Kaiku next. Aw, man. Just a T-set. Okay. I thought I'd called the entire turn. Stream on Instagram live win. All right. Nice little in-phase Dust Tornado taking out a Scapegoat. Love to see it. AJT down to 2 Thunder Dragons in hand. Just double checking on that. Yeah. Flipping up Spy. Okay. And Exiled Force coming down. Okay. Okay. Taking out AJT Spy. We're getting in for 2,400. AJT down to 56. Doesn't have a whole lot of cards to work with here. We've got a back row that seemingly, well, didn't stop 2 Gravekeeper Spy attacks. That doesn't mean it's nothing. Okay, Snatch Steal to crash the Spies. No, I guess you could tribute Spy for Thunder Dragon. Sure. Okay. Thunder Dragon's not that hard to get over. Now Strike Ninja's online as well. So, yeah, Kaiku's a good one. And we do have a Book of Moon. Okay, that makes sense. All right, the little Thunder Dragons that could. No back row for Ludi, so this Kaiku is going to be hitting the graveyard, I would imagine. Unless AJT just decides we don't need to attack this turn. Do I have Dark Light and Grave if we want to go down that route? Summon BLS, banish the Kaiku, tribute for Thunder Dragon. Power play. Metamorphosis, okay. Going for Balter? Interesting. All right. Now, no Trinity for Ludi. Balter not safe from Snatch Steal, though. And obviously much harder to attack over. Thunder Dragon just, kind of a sitting duck. Oh, Blade Knight? Ooh, Prima. Okay. Blade Knight can crash. Kaiku get in there. Last card in AJT's hand is Thunder Dragon. As Jinzo Dude comes in the chat and says AJT battling back. All right. We set a back row. Graceful Charity off the top for AJT BLS. Pretty good one. Pretty on theme for the day so far. Imagine we're pitching the Thunder Dragon. Doesn't have to be. How many metas do we have gone? I think it's just the one, right? Yeah, one meta gone. We do see the third Thunder Dragon hit the bin and BLS. Okay. Into Activate Scapegoat, playing around that Dust Tornado MST set. And we've got a back row. Okay. Oh, there was the Dust Tornado. All right. So we take out the Royal Decree that wasn't doing anything. That's fine. See what we drew here. We do have Dark Light. All right, Kaiku over the goat. That's all we've got. All right, into Delinquent Duo. Okay. Oh, Ludi held Graceful Charity. I mean, that doesn't work out against like exactly top deck Delinquent Duo, but definitely got punished a little bit there. AJT draws and sets a monster and passes. If we can find another knock here for Ludi, things would be good. Instead, it's a spy. So AJT has built the wall. And draws into a meta. Wow. All right, do we have a Book of Moon? We have a Ring of Destruction. Same thing. Actually, even better in this position. Though I guess you kind of wanted to save it for like your own BLS or something just for game, but you got to do what you got to do. We do clear the other goat token, so now we don't care about another top deck meta if AJT is playing the third. All right, we do have a back row for AJT. Breaker, okay. Breaker's pretty good here. Pick up that little plus. Get rid of a scapegoat, very nice. That's another scapegoat that you don't have to worry about. That is all three scapegoats, okay. So now as long as Ludi can find something to clear these spies, we're looking pretty good. Face down monster again for AJT. We know the BLS is in the graveyard, but we've got Chaos Sorcerer locked down with this Kaiku. Sangan. Whew. We haven't seen the Sook yet, right? No, grabbing Moth. That makes sense. Moth's pretty good here. Now... Tribe would be funny. Just blow up everything. Yeah, now the priority might shift a little bit to try to find an answer to this Moth. Have we seen a Rhoda? We haven't seen a Rhoda yet. We haven't seen Pot of Greed either from Ludi. I'd imagine, no. I was gonna say I'd imagine AJT's played a Pot of Greed, but no. Hasn't seen that one yet. Berserk Gorilla. All right. That's a good one. Kaiku's out of here. Tribe goes a little bit harder now, so we don't lose the Kaiku as well. Yeah, Tribe wasn't winning there, but Would have blown up everything. Now Tribe could win, depending on what the face down is. What do we have, Ludi? Now we're facing down a wall plus an attack position spy with the gorilla. Delinquent duo. Okay. Yeah, get rid of that moth. That's a pretty good start. The gorilla is threatening, but definitely less threatening than that moth, I would say. Oh, flip Blade Knight. Okay. Crash with the gorilla. Now we're right back to the position where we just have to find an answer to these spies. Seemingly no Rhodas in the top half of Ludi's deck. AJT taking a look at the graveyards. What do we draw here? Chaos Sorcerer would go hard. We know Ring is gone for Ludi, but I mean, like, we've still got all of the power stuff left, pretty much. AJT has entered into the tank. No, I guess we did find the Chaos Sorcerer. It's a pretty good one. Do we have a Torrential Tribute here? No. We do not. Okay. Putting the Sork in defense. That could run into a Sasuke. So if we can draw a Rhoda or a Sasuke here, we could just take out the Chaos Sorcerer. What are these decks? AJT is on Chaos Control. Ludi is on Strike Ninja Return. Yep, Spies to attack position. Kind of thought that was coming. That makes the Chaos Sorcerer in defense play make sense, but still means that finding a Sasuke here is very good. That card can answer the board over 3 turns. Oh, we do have the Mirror Force. Okay, so the spies are gone. We have AJT down to Chaos Sorcerer. Can we draw BLS? Any Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginnings. Rhoda, okay. We get Sasuke. We get to take out the Chaos Sorcerer. AJT down to a prayer. Gonna draw Pot of Greed here for sure. No, just a face-down monster. Okay. If you're Ludi, you've got to be loving this. It's not over, for sure, but got to be very happy with this position. AJT's BLS is gone. What do we have in hand to take out a face-down monster? Drawing that duo to hit that moth out of AJT's hand was massive. Oh, we have a DD Assailant. Okay. Attacking a moth. Ooh. Yeah. That's good for AJT. So, yeah, now we've got kind of interesting decision here. Do we want to get back the goats, try to wall up, buy a little bit more time, and we can get back the Graceful Charity? We can get the Snatch Steal. just to take care of the monsters. Yeah, there's no pot. So I like the snatch idea. Yeah. I'm not sure what the dead card in Ludi's hand. It could be a knock. AJT. Well, no, AJT set a monster. I'm really not sure. Yeah, we've got light dark in the graveyard. So it's not a BLS, it's just chilling there. It's probably not return. I guess you would set the return just to get back the breaker. In the event of like your monsters dying to a snatch steal. I'm really not sure. Could be a snatch steal? Is snatch gone? Could be a snatch steal, maybe. Ludi could be holding Pot of Greed. Interesting spot. Oh, Kinetic Soldier? Ooh. All right. I get to take the DD Assailant. If it is... Oh, you're right. Yeah, snatch the sword for game. You're right. This is wild. Ludi's not dead on board, though. So... What do we have here? Like, Breaker's gone, obviously. Smashing Ground to get rid of the Cypher Soldier. Okay, and then we set a monster. If this is... It could be third spy. Sit here and just gain a bunch of life. That could be pretty good. Wow. Berserk Gorilla. Okay. Spy? DD Warrior Lady. Okay. So we're going to take 2,000 here. Can we find an answer to the gorilla? A back row. Okay. Gorilla coming in. We have Call of the Haunted for what? Blade Knight? Yep. Okay. They crash. The gorilla is gone. We got AJT. Ring for draw? No. No. That'd be pretty cool. What we got, AJT? We got one card over there. It is a monster. Okay. Ludi calling for BLS. Taking a look at AJT's graveyard. Interesting. And Torrential was gone. It is Rhoda. Do we have a level 2 in the deck? We do. Okay. Clears Tribe. All right. So AJT playing around Torrential Tribute. We're setting another monster. Can we get a monster with 1,000 attack? No, we cannot. And AJT's monster is a Sinister Serpent. Okay. So we're in return or damn near any monster waiting room. All right. We know the monster is a Sinister Serpent. We don't know the back row. Scapegoats are gone. I'm trying to not like look at graveyards too much here, just like see the action finish up. Okay. We attacking a serpent, no return. What a game. Heavy Storm. Oh no. Book of Moon. Okay. Upstart Goblin. Okay. Ludi gaining 1,000 life points. AJT's down to 8 cards left in deck. Sork and BLS are gone. There's a chance he's only playing one Sork. Serpent coming down to attack over level 2. What do we have, Ludi? Gravekeeper Spy and Snatch Steel for Sinister Serpent lethal. We're going to be finishing off the Obelisk with one of the best matches that I've seen in a very, very long time. This was awesome. But congratulations to Ludi. Taking this Obelisk down in style, just an insane, just overall match. This was awesome. Good run for AJT. He'll get his invite. AJT is a very, very, very good, accomplished duelist who is worthy of playing in Worlds. But yeah, all congrats to Ludi for taking this one down, getting the Worlds invite for this year. So I'm excited to see what spice Ludi is going to bring to Worlds. I imagine there's going to be some sort of something in the deck that he plays. But happy to see Strike Ninja take it down too. Pretty awesome. But yeah, thank you all for tuning in for the Obelisk number 57, I believe this is. Yeah, it's 57. Yeah, thank you all for tuning in for the Obelisk 57 top 4. Was pretty awesome. Strike Ninja and Ludi taking it on down. I will see you all